Hi. I'm guessing, but now, I should say I'm guessing that now, I've probably placed around 90, maybe 100 videos on retirement over the last 13 months on this channel. And as I've said almost ad nauseum, and this is for those who haven't tuned in before, I'm coming up to 88 this month, April 2024, and I've been retired since I was 59, so that's 29 years. 29 years retired. And I started to place these videos because I thought, well, maybe they will help people, because I know that when we retire, a lot of adjustments have to be made. And those adjustments are made over time. We don't just suddenly sweep into them. We adapt and we change. One of the things I'd like to talk about today, which I haven't talked about before, is the sharing of chores. If you are a married man or a married woman, or in a homosexual relationship, it doesn't matter which, I'm not being choosy here. What I'm going to say is if you live with another person, you have a partner, then when you retire, assuming both of you are retired, then you need to be very careful about how you have divided the work up in the maintaining of house and garden, say, in the past, as to what you will be doing from here on. Because in the traditional old-fashioned family-oriented life that I had, I worked, my wife stayed at home and raised her 3 children. Her job was every bit as hard as mine, probably harder in many respects. So when you retire, the kids have left home, you cannot expect to carry on like I'll just do the garden on the weekends and Mum will do the rest, because basically that is very unfair. Now you will find that over time there'll be a lot of arguments about who has to do what. So what have we done? My wife and I have now been married for 64 years. That's a long, long time. Probably over the last 10 years or so, we've reached the stage where we do certain things in as far as looking after ourselves is concerned. We go out to the shops together, but we buy our own groceries. We do our own cooking. Although my wife will cook sometimes and we'll share the meal, but not always. Quite often we both cook at the same time but cook different meals. And as far as the chores go, in the past my wife did all of that. She did the house cleaning, she did the ironing, she did the shopping. Not anymore. When you're retired, you eventually work it out. So you have this comfortable relationship where each person feels that the other person is doing a fair share of the work. This adds for harmony. For example, I do all the washing up in our place. Washing up, clean away the dishes, etc. Even though I do my own cooking most of the time, because I know my wife does more in the house than I do, as far as maintaining it, looking after it. But I don't mind getting down there and mopping the floor, sweeping and mopping and doing all those things. Cleaning out my bathroom, because we have 3 bathrooms in our place. I clean out my one. I clean out where I sleep. I clean out my study. Fair enough. Why should I ask her to do it? Now, I know this will rankle with a lot of people. They'll say that's women's work. Women's work or not, if you are retired and you are living with another person, you are expected and the onus is upon us, all of us, to live in harmony by doing our fair share of work. I hope I haven't made this too domestic, but I think it's important. As I said, it's something that evolves, and often after many an argument and many a compromise on both sides, eventually you will reach the stage where you just coast. And that's a comfortable way to be. I hope you got something out of this video. As I said, I'm really pushing for things to say now after having made so many of them. But I think the domesticity and the peace and harmony in the home depends a great deal upon both people thinking they're getting a fair shake when it comes to the chores around the place.